Hi everyone! In this supplemental lecture, I'm going to give you some tips for how to set yourself up for success in English 101. College writing courses are rarely about being a naturally good writer. Most successful students are not the students who never struggle. They are the students who develop reliable habits, stay engaged with the course, and keep moving even when the work feels unfamiliar or imperfect. English 101 is designed to help you grow through practice, reflection, revision, and experimentation. You are not expected to arrive already knowing how to do everything perfectly. This course also moves quickly, especially in an accelerated online format. That means that success often comes from consistency more than intensity. Logging in regularly, reading instructions carefully, starting assignments early, and asking questions before problems grow are all far more valuable than trying to catch up in one stressful weekend. Think of this class less like a test of talent and more like building a sustainable routine. One of the biggest challenges in asynchronous courses is that nobody is physically reminding you to attend class. Without a routine, it becomes very easy for assignments, announcements, and deadlines to blur together. Successful online students usually create structure for themselves before the course becomes stressful. Try setting aside consistent times each week to check Canvas, read announcements, and work on assignments. Even 30 to 45 minutes of focused work several times a week is usually more effective than trying to complete everything at the very last minute. Small, regular engagement helps you stay connected to the course and gives your brain time to process ideas gradually instead of under pressure. A helpful approach is to divide your work into stages. For example, one day for reading and watching videos, one day for brainstorming or annotating, and another for drafting or revising. Writing tends to improve when you give yourself time to think in between writing sessions rather than trying to produce everything in a single sitting. Many assignment problems happen when students begin writing before they fully understand what the assignment is asking them to do. In college writing courses, instructions matter because they explain the rhetorical situation of the assignment, the purpose, audience, genre, and expectations that come with each of those things. Learning how to carefully read instructions is part of learning how to succeed academically. Before beginning an assignment, slow down and review the directions carefully. Look at the required components, formatting expectations, grading rubric, and any examples that might be in the module. Pay attention to action words like analyze, reflect, describe, or evaluate, because each one asks you to do something different as a writer. It can also help to translate assignment instructions into your own words. After reading the directions, try asking yourself, what is this assignment really asking me to do? If you can clearly explain the task to yourself, then you're much more likely to stay focused while you're writing. Many students believe that they need the perfect idea before beginning an assignment. In reality, writing usually works the opposite way. Ideas often become clearer through brainstorming, drafting, annotating, talking through possibilities, and revising. Waiting until you feel completely confident can actually make writing harder because it increases pressure and reduces time for reflection. This course emphasizes writing as a process. Your first attempt does not need to be polished. Brainstorming activities, annotations, invention work, and drafting are meant to help you discover what you think, not just display what you already know. Strong writers often begin with incomplete or messy ideas and gradually shape them into something more focused. For example, your literacy narrative does not need to begin with the perfect, life-changing story. Many meaningful narratives start with an ordinary object, place, or memory of a person that becomes more significant through reflection. Often, specificity creates stronger writing than trying to find that life-changing story. One of the most important college skills is learning when to ask for help. Many students wait until they are already overwhelmed, several assignments behind, or past a deadline before reaching out. At that point, solutions become more limited. Asking questions early creates more options and usually reduces stress significantly. If something is unclear, confusing, or becoming difficult to manage, communicate sooner rather than later. You can contact me, your instructor. You can use the student Q&A forum, attend office hours digitally over Zoom, or connect with tutoring and support resources. Reaching out is not a sign that you are failing. It's a part of participating actively in your education. A quick note. Good questions are always specific. Instead of saying, "I don't get this assignment," try identifying the exact part that feels unclear to you. For example, "I'm having trouble understanding how much reflection should be included in my narrative," or "I'm unsure whether my topic is focused enough." Specific questions are easier to answer and often help you clarify your own thinking in the process. Feedback can sometimes feel personal because writing often feels personal. However, feedback in English 101 is meant to help you develop strategies, habits, and awareness as a writer, not to label you as good or bad at writing. Growth in writing usually happens through revision, reflection, and gradual adjustments over time. When reviewing feedback, focus on patterns rather than isolated comments. Ask yourself, what skills am I continuing to develop? What choices are working well? What is one area I can improve on in the next assignment? Strong writers are not students who never receive criticism. They are students who learn to use feedback productively. It's also important to remember that revision means more than just fixing grammar. Revision often involves rethinking organization, clarifying ideas, developing reflection more deeply, or making stronger rhetorical choices for your audience. In this course, revision is treated as re-seeing your work, not simply correcting mistakes. Because this course is accelerated, it's important to think realistically about time, workload, and your energy, and not to mention a little thing called well-being. Many students balance school alongside work, caregiving responsibilities, military service, health concerns, or other major commitments. Sustainable progress is usually more effective than trying to operate at maximum intensity at all times. Perfectionism can become a major obstacle in writing courses. Spending 6 hours trying to write the perfect introduction is usually less productive than completing a full draft that you can revise later. Give yourself permission to work in stages and improve gradually. Progress matters more than perfection. Finally, remember that college writing is not just about producing assignments. The larger goal is to develop communication habits, rhetorical awareness, and problem-solving strategies that can transfer into professional, academic, and personal contexts. The skills you practice here, planning, reflecting, revising, analyzing, and communicating clearly, extend far beyond English 101. You do not need to be a perfect writer to be successful in English 101. You do not need to know everything immediately, write flawless first drafts, or have every assignment figured out right away. What matters most is staying engaged with the process, communicating proactively, and continuing to practice. If you consistently show up, read carefully, ask questions, reflect on feedback, and give yourself time to think and revise, you're going to build skills that strengthen over the course of the term. Writing development is gradual, and growth often becomes visible only after repeated practice and reflection. Most importantly, remember that this course is designed to support learning, not perfection. Your experiences, perspectives, and ideas matter here. Stay curious, stay flexible, and give yourself room to develop as a writer and a thinker throughout the course. If and when challenges arise, remember that you're not alone. Reach out to me, to your peers, or to support services at ASU for guidance. With patience and consistent effort, you're going to gain valuable writing skills that extend far beyond this classroom. As ever, if you have any questions, just let me know.